How's it going, everybody? My name is Dash. Yeah, you can always catch me on twitch.tv/Dash with 6 H's because 5 wasn't available. Today I'm going to be kind of going over a video for my guild. We seem to always kind of struggle with the airplane mode aspect of things. Usually when you start a battle, you're going to be wanting to make sure that not only do you have the best team that's going to be able to counter that team, whether it be territory wars, territory battles, or GAC, but you're also wanting a couple of other things, like are your mods right? What's your team order look like? And one of the more important things, especially in ranked things like GAC and TW, are going to be airplane mode. And I know there's 1,000 videos on this, but I wanted to make one for my guild in particular. So with that being said, we're going to kind of go in, kind of take a look at what that actually looks like. So as you see, I've got my guild's TW up. We are struggling a little bit. We had a really crazy matchup, so we're struggling to get through. Don't think we would have made it with the full clear, but that being said, it still doesn't matter. To give your teams the best chance at winning, you're always going to want to set yourself up with the best possible tools, and one of the most important tools, again, is airplane mode. It doesn't matter if you're playing on PC, through BlueStacks, Android, Apple devices, tablets, it doesn't matter. Every one of those devices has an option called airplane mode. And specifically, you are going to want to turn it on and off in specific scenarios when you are in your matchup. So, to give a quick rundown with that, I'm going to kind of jump into one of these battles. I have a couple of my GLs left over, and we have a couple of matchups that are non-GL. And since this battle is pretty much over, I am going to give a couple of examples here. The first one is I'm going to give an example of what not to do, and that way you can kind of see what that kind of looks like. Okay, so with that being said, I'm just going to kind of pick any old team. We've only got 10 minutes left to go. We're not going to get the full clear, so this will be a loss for us. So I'm just going to pick any team. We'll just start with this one right up top here. Ignore that for now. And I'm just going to pick a team. It doesn't really matter at this point. So I'm going to kind of go in here. I've got some pre-selected teams. I'm just going to find the first one that kind of makes sense. I kind of want to be able to do at least a little bit of damage. So let's go into my offense here. Who's a good team for that? I don't really want to use Padme for that. I really want to save my Luke here. Okay, this isn't bad. So I'll use this this Rey team, for example, right? Yeah. Yes, thank you, BB-8. So let's use this Rey team, for example. So the goal here is that I'm going to show you what not to do when going into battle. So with that being said, I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to start the battle. So typically, when you start this battle, the first thing that I would want to do is I would want to locate the airplane mode tab on my desktop or computer. That is typically at the bottom on a computer under my Wi-Fi, and I would click airplane mode, which I'm going to do now. So now I've clicked on airplane mode on a Android or a iPhone. You would usually pull that from the top down on your screen, and there's usually like your Wi-Fi and your airplane mode. You would toggle that at this time. Okay. Now here, I'm just going to do some damage. I'm probably going to do it on Chewie. So I'm just going to kind of go after him. I guess it really doesn't matter. So let's just kind of go after it. Just because I want to make sure I get some damage in, because I'm going to fail this battle on purpose. So right now already it's not looking good. I'm going to keep attacking. Right, so here we go. Chewie, all of them are probably going to get taken out, and so there we go. So now, because I'm in airplane mode, the battle hasn't ended. I'm going to take airplane mode off. So with airplane mode off, my connection will reconnect, and it's going to display a defeat sign right here. So once you see this defeat sign, that means the battle has logged in damage. Okay, and so now you can see I have preloaded turn meter. None of these 5 characters are dead. One of the characters has lost protection and has lost health, so I can tell that a battle has been run. When this team is now faced against, it's going to be based off of the last moves that this team did in the previous battle, the one that I just lost. So what that means is that no matter how fast my characters are, no matter the turn order, no matter any kind of passive abilities or specials or anything, this team will always go first, and that makes this team much harder to combat against because of the preloaded turn meter that's already on there. So there may or may not be cooldowns on some of their abilities. That doesn't matter. It's basically that they now have an advantage over the team that you walk in with, because the team that you walk in with is going to start with 0 turn meter, and they will always have turn meter. All right. And so now I'm going to show you an example of what would be a reason to use airplane mode. Okay, so I'm going to attack the same team. We know it's preloaded turn meter, right? I'm going to go in with a completely different team. It does not matter. I'm going to try and at least get first a little bit of a stronger team, because I want to show off that I want to show off at least the best case scenario with preloaded turn meter. So this Vader team is probably not bad. You're going to have some synergy with Palp against the Rebels, so that's good. I kind of want to save Watt. So let me see if I can find something else Empire-wise. Not really. Okay, I'm just going to go in with what I have. And my hope is that I take out at least one character, and then I'll be able to post damage. And if I take out at least one character, or if I'm happy with the character that I took out, I want to post damage. So with that being said, I'm going to go into battle one more time. All right, and right off the bat, I'm getting swamped because of all that additional turn meter that was lost, right? So they're kicking my ass. I may not get to a chance to attack here. I did not even get a chance to attack, so that was very poor. So do you see, you can see how badly that battle went, because I never got a chance to even attack because of how preloaded that turn meter was. So now, again, it has now changed where Chewie gained a crop ton more health and protection because there was already turn meter associated with that. So I guess in a way, I kind of showed you another way. I showed you what is the end result of that. If someone trying to go in with a team, hey, this team's got synergy against Rebels, maybe I have a good shot. Well, I didn't even get a chance to attack because of the preloaded turn meter, and then the way that Luke feeds turn meter because of his leader ability to the rest of the team based off of their attacks. So that was a poor choice. It was for that person, whoever went in there unknowingly basically just got wiped out. So again, I'll pick another random team. I'm going to go in with something a little bit stronger here, just because I really want to show what it looks like when you go after somebody with a pretty strong team, maybe take out a couple people, or when you can make the decision to take off airplane mode. And so with that, I'm going to go in with my slightly underappreciated Jedi Master Luke. He's not full Relic 8 or does not have the ultimate. So it's not terribly great. But I'm going to kind of go on with this ragtag group of what I have. That way I can feed some abilities from Watt to some of my characters, making Luke a little bit of a weapon here, and just try to attack as best as I can. So with that, I'm going to go into battle. I've only got a couple of minutes. Okay, and this may be an example of where I use the airplane mode. I'm happy with the result, and so I make sure I post damage. So I've only got 2 minutes now. So now that I know that the battle is loaded, I'm going to turn on airplane mode. Okay, once the battle has been on, and I'm going to start going to town here. I'm going to start feeding my weapon tech over. I'm going to use the passive ability on Luke. I'm going to target Chewie so I can get rid of this guard. And hopefully I have enough to stun everybody. I have enough to maybe take care of everybody. Some ability blocks going great. Let's feed that to Luke. Let's feed that again to Luke. All right, and then we're gonna try one more time. AoE, boom. So I have now taken out at least one character, okay? I am going to be very happy with this result, win or lose. So now I'm going to take off airplane mode. And now I am fully hooked up and back up and ready to go. With that being said now, I'm gonna go ahead and try to take out the rest of this team. Passing over to Luke. Pass over to Luke again. All right, we're looking great so far. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna call Luke to assist. Luke to assist again. Beautiful. They're in a very bad spot as far as they go because they can't hurt me. They can't do much because we are pretty much in control here. One more time to Luke, and this battle is pretty much over. And as it should be, because I'm using a GL versus Luke Skywalker, which is not a GL, so I should have that. So now I've received this victory screen. I've earned 20 banners. I can click to move on. This is a good example right here. I'm actually glad that this popped up here. So I don't know if this is the team that I attacked. I don't know if that was somebody had attacked before and used airplane mode, but this is the result that you would want to see in airplane mode. If you attack somebody and it did not happen to your liking and you exited the battle, if you did not take out anybody that you wanted to take out, or the character that you took out was not a high priority character, or it was a very weak character that's not going to essentially affect the outcome. For instance, in this lineup, and this could be right or wrong, but my first choice to pick out on this character in this lineup is always going to be Chewbacca. The reason why is because Chewbacca has a passive ability in which if a rebel is the leader, which usually you will use him with Luke Skywalker, um, if that leader is a rebel, then he provides a special ability, a passive ability called Guard that provides additional stats to the weakest character and to Han Solo. So what that would mean is his ability makes Han Solo stronger, and it also makes an additional character on the roster stronger, which hopefully that's either going to be 3BACA or Luke. You probably don't want that to go against 3PO. Since 3PO, I mean, yeah, you want him to be durable, but he's not a damage dealer. He's just going to mostly be for shutting things down, like additional buffs, maybe gaining additional turn meter, attacking out of turn, things like that. But basically, that's where I would say, okay, if I was in this battle and I took out Chewbacca, then Chewbacca removes that ability from the battlefield, and so that makes Han and an additional character more vulnerable. Say in that battle, I take out Chewbacca and I get absolutely waxed the rest of the way, and I still leave Luke, Han, 3BACA, and C3PO with Chewbacca eliminated from the battle. I might feel comfortable eliminating um, or taking off airplane mode so that I'm able to progress in the battle and leave that for a cleanup battle so that whoever is left or myself can clean up the scraps. If I were to say take out, say C3PO, it's not a bad choice to take out. However, it's still pretty hard to get through the rest of them because again, Chewie still has his passive ability flowing. He's probably just going to pass that off to the next weakest character if 3PO was that one of the second character that got the guard ability. So I may or may not let that battle pass through. But absolutely, if I did not take anybody out from here, I would be turning on airplane mode and leaving it on for the duration of the battle, and I would be exiting the game. I would not turn off airplane mode and make this battle process through. If you keep airplane mode on and you clear out of the game, this is the end result. All 5 characters are left standing. All of them have full health and full protection, and you'll see a nice little 1 right next to this battle. If you do not do that and take off airplane mode without taking off anybody, whatever happened in that battle will become a result. Any turn meter that is remaining on these characters at the end of battle is passed on to the second. and these characters you'll see will have reduced health or protection because of the actions that occurred in that game. So I hope this is kind of a helpful video. I'll try to give a brief description of it in like a comment or a description of the video below. But I hope that this is helpful, and hopefully this helps with airplane mode and making that decision moving forward. As always, um, it's a game. Have fun with it. And with that, you guys have a great day.